Sometimes existential dread comes ringing through loud and clear. I'll adjust and simply let go. I guess it is what it is. I'm not sure of what's caught me next, but I'll be alright as long as I keep breathing. I know I'll be alright. I know I'll be alright.
A long time ago, I said I was going to talk about what was truly bothering me. And that's going to be this video. But I got to start back at the beginning. 2019 comes along, and I was happier than can be. It was starting my second semester of college at the time. There was just things in my life that I really enjoyed. I had a good relationship with a lot of people. I had a great group of friends that I would hang out with every summer. And this summer was going to be the summer that most of my friends were a grade behind me, so this was going to be the big summer where most of them, after that summer, were going to go away for a long time. I didn't know when I was going to see them. So we wanted to make everything really special. We had a great summer, at least I think so. I was doing something almost every night. My mom even told me that, it was just nice to see me so active and doing so much with my friends and being such a popular kid, I guess, which I wasn't for the longest time. But this summer came to an end, and I started feeling a little worried because I was very nervous that I was going to lose a lot of friends. I didn't, thankfully. The people I needed to be there were there. But at this point, going into September, I was very fed up with my job. At the time, I was working at Walmart pushing carts, and the work conditions were it's just awful. I mean, you know how Walmart is. But yeah, I was just at a rough spot at that point. I didn't know where my life was really going to be going, especially going into college, because I was still unsure about if I was pursuing the right career. I still don't know if I'm pursuing the right career, to be honest, but I was nervous. And one night, around the end of September, I decided to put my 2-week in at Walmart, and I took the rest of that 2-week off because they had been just such assholes to me. Anytime I'd put in for days off months ahead and they would cancel them, they wouldn't even consider giving me them off. So I put my 2 weeks in, and I used protective time that I had to basically not work those 2 weeks. So I was done that night at Walmart. And that night, that very same night that I should have been working in this pouring downpour rain, I reached out to somebody I'd known for a very long time, and we decided to hang out that night. I'd been hanging out with my friends earlier in the night. We went to Panera's, which doesn't seem like a big deal, but it was to me. It was just, I don't know if I could describe a more perfect night than that. As you can see, time has passed. I halfway through this video, I've debated about scrapping it entirely because I thought to myself, Casey, no one cares. Don't talk about it. Don't sob and all this shit. And then I was like, fuck it. No, you know what? I'm sick of people acting like since the past is behind us, we're not allowed to talk about it. So, yeah. Where were we? Yeah, so things were progressing between me and this person quickly, honestly. I was getting scared just because I had never felt this way about somebody before, and I didn't know what it felt like. We would hang out every so often, probably a couple times a week even. We made time for each other, even though classes were starting, and she was doing nursing and I'm doing, camera shit. And we made time for each other, and it meant a lot to me. I don't know if it meant a lot to her, but it meant a lot to me. Just because things were, at this point, were getting icy with my dad. I'd been slowly getting distant because of some things going on in my life with him. I even moved out of his house at this point, so things weren't really in the best for at all bases, if that makes sense. But her being in my life kept me composed for a very long time. And so things were really good. They were progressing, and I had this drive to do things again, that I hadn't had in a very long time. There'd be so many days where I would be hanging out with my friends, and I'd feel so awful when I'd leave hanging out with them because I was at my happiest when I was with them. But now, with her in my life, I could hang out with them, and then I could go hang out with her, and it was just endless serotonin in my brain, which now is being supplied by antidepressants, so that's great. But but yeah, there was just she brought a light into my life, and every time we hung out, I feel I was getting closer to her, she was getting closer to me. Things were really fucking perfect. Halloween came around, she ended up staying the night due to a storm that was going on outside, but it was just that's when I guess we became an official thing. But it was I don't know. I'm a very nostalgic person, and I like to look back at things a lot, and I guess reminisce and sort of hold on to things. People always tell me, Casey, it's in the past, let it go, move on, and grow from it. And I agree with the grow from it part, but letting it go, I don't, there's just something that doesn't sit right with me about it. I'm a firm believer that the things that made us who we are, we take with us. I'm not somebody who's just gonna, well, if she's out of my life, she's out of my life. I can't look back on it in happiness anymore, because with that happiness, it brings sadness. It's a cruel joke. And so, that being said, things were getting really, really great with her. And I was falling in love, and I didn't know what love was at the point where I was, but as somebody, and I'm not making excuses here, but as somebody who had depression and anxiety, and I worried all the time about things, I worried about making bad impressions, I think she could even agree to that. I was always scared of the unknown. I still am today. And so it made me act irrationally a lot of times. Jump to January, we both said some things we shouldn't have said to each other, and it caused a fight. And in my haste, I tried to act, I wanted to act stronger in front of her, so I acted like things didn't bother me as much, and in turn it bothered her more, and so we ended up breaking up, and I ended things. But I think that was the biggest mistake I've ever made in my entire life, if not the mistake I made by not choosing to hang out with her 3 weeks later when she asked me. She asked me to hang out then, and she wanted to reconcile things, I think, and I tried acting tough. I tried acting like somebody I wasn't, and fuck. Looking back, that's probably my two biggest mistakes I've ever made. And then I think a couple weeks later, she ended up meeting someone, and they're happy now, and I don't want it to seem like I'm bitter. I'm not. I'm very happy for them. I just, it's not what happened. It's the what if, you know. What if I did say yes to reconciling things? What if? Where would I be today? Because I can tell you honestly, now mind you, that all ended in January 2020, and now it's July 2021, and I'm still sitting here with it on my mind. And I hope if this person sees this video, I don't want them to think, oh geez, this kid's still going on about it. Because I'd hope that I mattered a little bit more than that. But I hope you're okay. I hope everything's good. We don't talk anymore, so it's kind of tough. The only time we really ever talk is if one of us accidentally types something on Snapchat on accident, which sucks because it's not even the romance thing that bothers me. It's just losing this person as a friend that really bothered me. I miss this person a lot. They got me through really a lot of hard times, and so I'm thankful for them for being in my life when I had them there. But my message for this video, besides incoherent rambling, is think when it comes to love. Do not take it for granted when you have it, and do not bite off more than you can chew with it, because you never know when it's gone and how long it's going to be until you get it back in your life again. I'm still here looking for it. When it comes around, though, it is a wonderful, beautiful fucking feeling. And yeah. So what are you gonna do? I hope you're okay. Bye, guys.